Alright, fine, I'll go back and plant the magical beans in front of the Dongo's cavern. There, now none of you guys can complain. And for our next gold Skulltula prize, we get bomb chews, which we already had, so that's kind of useless. What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D. In the last episode, we finally finished all of the side questing that I want to do up to this point. And in this episode, the time has finally come for us to enter the Temple of Time and open the Door of Time using the Song of Time, played on the Ocarina of Time that Zelda gave us some time ago. How many times can I say the word time in like a single sentence? A lot, apparently, but here we are, so let's get started. And this place looks so freaking awesome on the 3DS version of the game. I mean, just look at this place. It looks so much better than on the N64, like the lighting, the chandeliers, the floor with the reflection. It's just freaking awesome. But let's check out the pedestal over here. There are 3 hollows and an inscription here. Ye who owns 3 spiritual stones, stand with the Ocarina of Time and play the Song of Time. That is how the inscription reads. Well, let's do just that then. So cool. Oh man, I'm so excited to finally be advancing the plot of this game. Link, isn't that? It's that legendary blade. The Master Sword. Oh man, the Master Sword, guys. Let's go pull it out and trigger the event that caused timeline theorists forever to get confused until Nintendo released Hyrule Historia. Excellent work. As I thought, you held the keys to the Door of Time. You had led me to the gates of the Sacred Realm. Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. Link. Wake up, Link, the chosen one. I am Rauru, one of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the Sacred Realm. This is the Chamber of Sages inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the Sacred Realm, is the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil forces. The Master Sword, the evil-destroying sword that you pulled out of the pedestal of time, was the final key to the Sacred Realm. Link, don't be alarmed. Look at yourself. Look, Link, you're big now. You've grown up. The Master Sword is a sacred blade that evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of the Hero of Time can pull it from the pedestal of time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. And now that you're old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Well, do you understand your destiny? I believe that we do. But remember, though you opened the door of time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, used it to enter this forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with its power, he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years, it transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. My power now has only little influence, even in this sacred realm. Namely, this Chamber of Sages. But there is still hope. The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the Sage's Seal will contain all the evil power in the void of this realm. I, Rauru, am one of the sages, and your power to fight together with the sages makes you the Hero of Time. The Hero of Time, chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you, find the power of the other sages, and add their might to your own. And we received the Light Medallion! Rauru the Sage adds his power to yours! Find the other sages and save Hyrule. Link, we're back in the Temple of Time, but have 7 years really passed? It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. Let's get out of here. I only have one question. Where do we get these pants? I've been waiting for you, Hero of Time. When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages who dwell in the 5 temples. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. Together with the Hero of Time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. This is the legend of temples passed down by my people, the Sheikah. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikah. As I see you standing there holding the mythical Master Sword, you really do look like the legendary Hero of Time. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. One sage is waiting for the time of awakening in the Forest Temple. The sage is a girl I am sure you know. Because of the evil power in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. But if you believe what I am saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Do you understand, Link? Well, that was a hefty bit of plot. I mean, there's really only one thing that we could do at this point, that's head back to Kakariko, so let's not waste any time. I'm curious to see what's going on in the outside world now that Ganondorf is taking control. I mean, nothing good can come from that, really, so I don't know what to expect. Although I guess that was kind of a good guess, huh? Everything's sort of destroyed and void of life. It's all got a dark and murky toned everything. Hyrule Castle Market's completely destroyed, filled with re-deads. All the villagers have turned into zombies, it looks like. It's really quite terrible, and honestly, we are kind of to blame for this. If you really think about it, like, if we never collected all the spiritual stones and pulled the Master Sword out, Ganondorf would have never gotten access to the Sacred Realm, and he would have never been able to obtain the Triforce and take over Hyrule. So, in a way, Link is kind of like the villain of this game right now. He literally caused all of this bad to happen to these people. Like, he took everything from them, really. Like, it's kind of like the worst thing ever. Like, you are doing a bang-up job of being the hero of this game, dude. But I guess as a hero, it is our job to sort of fix everything, so let's get started. Alright, but here we are back in Kakariko. I guess I should make note of the changes that we have now that we are adult Link. First things first, we have the Master Sword. It does a lot more damage than our Kokiri Sword that we had. Secondly, we can actually use our Hylian Shield like we could our Deku Shield back in the day. So that is actually really awesome. Like Navi said, a few things we can't use. So Deku Sticks, our Boomerang, and our Slingshot we can't use, as well as the Mask of Truth, which is kind of odd. We can't use Magical Beans either. Again, kind of odd. Everything else, we are good to go, though. You'll notice a few things have changed in Kakariko over 7 years. Like, all the buildings that the carpenters were working on are finally finished. So there's a lot of things that we can actually go and explore. But, first things first, I want to go back to the graveyard. There's actually a few things that we can do there. Getting a new item and getting actually a piece of heart from one of the magic beans that we planted 7 years ago in the past. So if you come right over to the left, there's actually another grave with some flowers in front of it. But before we go in there, let's hop on this little bean plant. And if we break this crate, bam, piece of heart, just like that, easy to collect. Sweet, so let's just jump down and move this tombstone out of the way. Ignore the Poe that's floating in the middle of the graveyard there. We're gonna ignore it for now, and I'll come back and explain what Poes actually do a little bit later. For now, let's jump in the grave. Whose grave is it? Well, it's none other than Dompe's. Hey, young man, are you fast on your feet? I may not look like it, but I'm confident in my speed. Let's have a race. Follow me if you dare. Alright, so we need to race Dompe to the end of his grave. We technically have to do this twice. The first time, you just need to sort of keep up with him and not get left behind. The second time, you need to do it in under a minute to get a piece of heart. But the first time we do it, we're just doing it for an item that we need to actually use to enter the Forest Temple. So let's just keep up with him. He uses fire as sort of an obstacle and to sort of let you know where he's going. Basically, when he goes through a door, you have a few seconds to make it, but normally you should be fine most of the time anyways. Try and avoid getting hit by the fire, obviously. That slows you down, and when you're doing the second race, that can, like, mean the difference between you actually doing it correctly or having to redo it again because, you know, you missed it by a second or two. Over here, if you go to the right, you can take a little bit of a shortcut just like that. Save you a few seconds. It's just a tad faster. It's nothing too amazing, but it does help out, especially in the second race. So use that to your advantage there. And we're on the final stretch of this race now, so let's just make it up there. And yep, I wouldn't have made it because I got hit by the fire. See? That fire can screw you over. But there we go. We made it. Alright, let's talk to him. The time of this race was 1 minute and 4 seconds. Young man, you were very quick to be able to keep up with me. As a reward, I'm going to give you my treasure. It's called the Hookshot. Its spring-loaded chain will pull you to any spot where its hook sticks. Doesn't that sound cool? I'm sure it'll help you. I live here now, so come back again sometime. I'll give you something cool. One more thing, be careful on your way back. Yeah. Oh boy, invisible chest appearing underneath me. Wow, we were directly on the middle of that chest. That's kind of cool. But I don't want to stand on top of it, I want to open it up. So let's see what's inside. Well, we actually know what's inside. I mean, you just told us. And there we go, we get the Hookshot, and just like he said, it's a spring-loaded chain that you can cast out to hook onto things. So the Hookshot is kind of cool, actually. It sort of replaces the boomerang in the slingshot to some degree. Like, it doesn't fully replace them, but it's a really, really good alternative. You can use it to get Skotalas and things like that, but we have some blocks in our way here that we can't really get past. There's really no other way out, so let's talk to Navi. Hey, isn't this the same design that's on the Door of Time? Ah, indeed it is. Well, we should probably play the Song of Time then. So these are basically time blocks. Every time you see them, you're going to want to play the Song of Time. It'll do a few things. It'll either A, remove them completely like in this case, or it'll move them to another area of like a dungeon or something like that. So just keep that in mind every time you see one of those blocks. But that'll lead us into another area where we can actually show off our Hookshot now that we got it. So if we aim very, very carefully, we can actually hook on to this bottom platform, and bam, just like that, another very easy piece of art to collect, and that actually brings us to 11 heart containers total, which is kind of awesome. Now, alternatively, you could have just like stood on this and rode around, but this takes too long. I'm a fast-paced player. I like to do things fast. Let's jump down and talk to this guy. Grr. I'll never forget what happened on that day 7 years ago, grr. It's all that Ocarina Kid's fault. Next time he comes around here, I'm gonna mess him up. Well, we have an ocarina. What? You've got an ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song. It messed up this windmill. I'll never forget the song. And with that, we've learned the Song of Storms, probably one of the most memorable songs in this game. And I like how he mentioned that like 7 years ago, a kid with an ocarina played the song and messed up the windmill, but 7 years ago, we didn't know that song. So it kind of creates a time paradox a little bit. I love the way that Ocarina of Time handles time travel, because when we do actually travel back in time, we still know the song, so we can actually go and play it in the windmill when we get the chance to head back in time 7 years. But right now, what I'm going to do is redo the Dompe race until I get under a minute. That way we get the piece of heart from it. So I will see you guys back in the windmill at the end of that. Well, that was very easy. It only took one try. The time of this race was 57 seconds. You're back, young man. Was the present I gave to you fun and useful? Yes, indeed it was, but there we go. With that, we've got another piece of heart. Now that that is done, let's head out back to the windmill. I mean, we are a little bit low on time. We did get a ton of stuff done in this episode, so it was kind of worth it. And we did progress the plot, so that's kind of cool. But I think that's going to do it. So once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.